Hey everybody, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of the Anination Podcast. I'm Jake, and joining me is my co-host, the top 1%, Shep.
I'm glad to be here, Jake.
Oh, it's really good to have you back, Shep. Moving into news, what's our first story?
Our first story is that the Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale director teases that the Blu-ray may show Asuna's nipples.
Great move. Great move.
The anime film staff said during an interview that the Blu-ray disc release of the film could have an upgraded bath scene with more detail.
Pro move right there. You're trying to sell Blu-ray. Hey, are you trying to sell Blu-rays? Put the main girl of the show naked in the Blu-ray. If this was 1985. Too bad we have Google Images, because you boy is going to find it there. Sorry.
Well, if you don't want to wait, you could also buy the collectible 35mm film cut given out at screenings, which is currently selling on Amazon for a mere $1,500 US.
So you're telling me I can buy pictures of her already naked?
Oh wait, my bad. These don't show the nipples. I'm sorry. I debated you.
Oh,
wow. It's only the cleavage.
That's okay. That's fine. But the Blu-ray.
Yes, the Blu-ray, which is going to cost a good amount of change.
Now, is this confirmed, or is this just May show?
This is May show.
Okay, so, I feel like this guy's just trying to tease everybody to get them to buy the Blu-ray, and it's not actually going to have anything.
That, and the director also, he suggested that the reveal was very slight. So even if you do get to see your nipples, it's not going to be for that long.
Oh, Shep. There's a
Still going to buy the Blu-ray, though.
There's a pause button. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you're right.
Hey, you're right. All right.
Well, I guess that's the most we can squeeze out of that one.
Yeah, really. I mean...
So what's the next news article, Jake?
So, this past Sunday, it was Deku, or Midoriya, from My Hero Academia. His birthday was this Sunday.
Oh. That's pretty nutty.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that in Japan, that's when the show airs, right?
Yep.
Huh.
They have, different... they had, different things at different stores in Japan that you could go to and see someone dressed up as him and just kind of celebrate. But for the most part, it doesn't give a specific age.
Well, based on the fact that he's a first year.
I mean, he's probably 15 years old.
Yeah, 15 or 16.
Maybe now 16. But that's pretty cool.
Hey, yeah, I'm always down to figuring out when certain characters' birthdays are. Although I am curious, do we actually record how old they are in our time, or is it just kind of to celebrate
I'm not sure.
Birthday?
I think it's just to celebrate their birthday. I don't think they're getting older in the show.
Okay, because I'm just wondering because Yui's only 17 in the show, and it's okay right now because I'm 21, but when I get to be 40, that's going to be kind of weird.
Well, I think it's dog years, so she'll be but in reverse. So 7 years is only 1 year.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah, so she'll be
I'll be in the clear.
She'll be 22.
Well, worst comes to worst, even if it was to become weird, I just swap over to her mom or something, so.
Great choice to fix it, especially because she looks exactly the same. For our next news story, it's a big one for me. Kingdom Hearts 3 finally gets a launch date, and it's also revealed that there's going to be a Toy Story world. So 2018 is when it should be coming out. We'll see if that actually happens. Probably won't, but it looks really cool. You should watch the trailer. It's really good. That's pretty much all I want to say about that. I just want to say how excited I was for something that I really like to get a...
I'm kind of excited to see the Toy Story world. I don't think that any of the Kingdom Hearts series has had one, right?
No, you should watch the trailer. It's amazing. They look so good.
Okay, I'll probably check it out after the podcast is over before I start watching some more Moo.
Yeah, you should. You should. All right, what's our last story, Shep?
Okay, our last one is probably the nuttiest that we've had the last couple of weeks, is that the Seven Deadly Sins anime is revealed to have a new season coming January 2018.
That's soon.
And I know. It was revealed at a Seven Deadly Sins festival event in Tokyo on Sunday. And it's going to be covering, I think, the next like hundreds or so the next 100, right around the next 100 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Where it reveals the 10 Commandments. So that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, but I want to go back for a second. You said this was our top story in the past couple episodes?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say it's the top story of today. This podcast.
Because, I mean, has there been anything else that we covered that's been this nutty?
Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale Director teases a Blu-ray may show Asuna's nipples. Are you telling me that a new season of Seven Deadly Sins is more important than Asuna's nipples?
You know,
I'll take that as a yes.
In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have said what I said because I was wrong. I'm gonna have to retract that statement.
You know what? I think you're right for doing that.
Okay, so official retraction of that statement. The best news article that we had the last couple of weeks was Ordinal Scale.
Yeah.
So if you're looking forward to new Seven Deadly Sins, you don't have to wait much longer.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just joking. It is definitely the biggest news story we've had in a while. All right, moving on to anime discussion. Shep, you have a short note here. I feel like you want to talk about.
I mean, we don't have to.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, so last week we were talking about Netsuzou Trap, and I was talking about how I think it's just going to be like a carefree les fest. Well, it turns out that's not going to be the case. The next day, they had the new episode, and immediately my hopes were dashed because it got dark really quickly.
Yeah, it's much more serious than Shep wanted it to be, and it's still trash.
Oh, just give it time.
Good thing it's a short.
I mean, at least it's not as long as a Centaur's life.
Oh, dude, I cannot sit through another episode. But okay, never mind. Moving on to our actual anime discussion, the shows we're actually talking about today. We're going to start off with a new show that premiered, I think last Wednesday.
Yes.
Classroom of the Elite. Thoughts?
And the very first episode I thought was exactly what we needed. It set the scene, set us up for what the academy is going to be like, and gave us like a good idea of who we're going to be focusing on throughout the entire series. So a really solid introduction.
Yeah, I thought it was a really, really good introduction too, and I just loved how like the whole time I was like, okay, something's got to go wrong. Like this cannot just be like perfect the way everything's happening. And the main character is like so far kind of bland, and it's more about the people around him. But I'm excited to see like what's going on with him. He seems to be like he seems like the type of character that's been thrust into the position, and not like other shows where he's just like amazing and overpowered.
Well,
so, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I really like the main character. Like it. To me, he seems like the kind of guy who just can't socialize well, which some people might not find that to be a positive trait, but I find it really funny, all of his inner monologues and how everything he says is so monotoned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just seems like he's like the main character. He was thrust into his own main character position.
I think that's going to work out perfectly fine, because I loved how, like, when he gave his introduction, he just like, oh, I blew it, but it was just the same as he says everything. And I loved it. But I know that some people have been, like, I saw it on Reddit, and even somebody who writes for Crunchyroll wrote, like, a recommendations list, and he mentioned Classroom of the Elite, and he said that it had a My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu vibe, which I can see how people can make that connection, because they do make observations of like how people interact with each other and how society is. And there's even some similarities between like the main characters, but I think they're coming from two very different places. And I think that this is going to be focusing on different aspects of society than Snafu did.
Yeah, it's going to be a different show than Snafu, but I definitely get those vibes just in the fact with some of the characters involved and stuff going on. But I think this is going to have more of an overarching point that it's going to try to get across, less than whereas Snafu had sort of following his life and trying to get a different point across. It does have an overarching point, but is not going to be the same as this. I think this is going to be more societal, where that is more personal story.
Yeah, Snafu, even in the first novel, he talks about how Snafu is like from a place of frustration, like what he felt in his youth, and that's kind of like what he's representing in his works. And this is much more, objective, societal, taking a look at what's around us kind of thing. But I definitely see what people are talking about, but I think it's very different.
Yeah, but I have high hopes for the show. I really think it's going to be really good, and I'm excited to see the next episode.
I really do. This seems like it's going to be very interesting, especially at the very end when shit really hits the fan.
Yeah, it's really good for like this season in the fact that a lot of the shows so far seem to be more carefree or just like cookie cutter anime, and this seems like it's something kind of different, at least.
Yeah, what I like about this one is that this seems like something that's going to be much more focused on the characters rather than some kind of action. And I feel like we need a lot more animes like that, where it's just characters interacting with one another in more meaningful ways than just like cute girls doing cute things or...
Yeah, it's also just a serious tone, and this season kind of needs.
Yeah, with shows like My Hero Academia, Sakura Quest, A Centaur's Life, New Game, a lot of comedies and lighthearted stuff. So I definitely think, a more serious drama-like show was something that we needed to kind of just curb things.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our next show. A show that we said we weren't going to talk about this week, or at least try not to. My Hero Academia.
So Uraraka in this episode continues to solidify the fact that she's best girl.
Oh, I mean, was it even a question? Was she even in contention to lose it?
I mean, a lot of people like Frog Girl, Suyu-chan or whatever her name is. And my personal favorite is Pinky. I don't know her real name, so that shows you how much I actually care, but...
Your personal favorite is Pinky, but you just said that Uraraka is solidifying.
Well, yeah.
Her place is best girl.
Hey, objectively speaking, she is best girl. Me, personally, I want the freaky pink girl with horns, but that's just me. Uraraka's clearly the best girl, but I have my own favorite.
She's a guy, so...
Hey, that's not a problem. It's 2017.
Hey, it's 2017, Jake. Chill out, man.
It's 2017. Yeah,
jeez,
man.
Jake, come on, Jake.
Come on, man.
Jake. So, yeah, I also found that this episode sort of started kind of slow-ish, and then it kind of picked up at the end. And next episode is going to be awesome.
Well, see, this is what I like about My Hero Academia compared to other shonen shows, is that this right here would have been stretched to about 2 or 3 episodes in your typical shonen.
Yeah, and even this was like a down episode slightly, but it was still really good and like had a lot of good moments. So like, it's not dragging things out, which is great. And I even was watching with one of my roommates. We were rewatching old episodes of this show to try to catch him up. And we were talking, he was like, oh yeah, are they still in the tournament? And I was like, oh no, they were in the tournament. And he goes, it's already over? I was like, yeah, this isn't like Dragon Ball Z or anything like that where it's going to last like 100 episodes for the tournament. Like, it's over. Like, they got through it.
And we got everything that we needed. We got training. We got some more interactions between the heroes and the villains. Like Stain, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I really, really like his motivation because it's an actual complaint that someone can have with their society. Like if you, I don't want to spoil anything about the motivation, but let's just say that the way that heroes act and are treated and their motivations, he disagrees with that, and for various reasons, and it's a very valid point.
Yeah, I do find it interesting that he's not just like, oh, I got hurt as a kid or something like stupid like that. Like, he actually has a good thought out reason on why he's doing what he does. And I don't obviously agree with him because that'd be fucked up, but I feel like at least his motivation is something thought out. He's sort of like the Joker in that fact where he sees the problem with a whole type of thing instead of just being grudgy.
Oh, I thought Shigaraki was more of the Joker, but you're the Batman guy, so you would probably know more than me, because I thought Shigaraki was like the crazy, like, I like to make chaos.
I mean, yeah, that too. There's different takes on it, so it's kind of hard to pin down what the Joker really is. So sometimes people
Shigaraki's the Jared Leto Joker.
Sure, like sometimes people just like him as chaos, and sometimes people see him more as like having different issues with certain parts of how society works, and he thinks it's different. He's also just a psychopath, so
yeah. But I really like both of the villains for different reasons.
I also like how they check in with every other hero. It's not just Midoriya is like the main character, but they don't just focus on him the entire time. It's super interesting how they can move from character to character and build stories where I actually care about like everyone in this class compared to like before, where some other shows where it's just one character.
Yeah, like this is clearly focusing a little bit more on Ida.
Yeah.
And I really do enjoy that, because this is one of those things where he needs to learn how to chill.
Yeah.
Like,
but I understand where he's coming from at the same time.
Oh, yeah, me too. I can definitely understand where he's coming from. One of the things is even if he wanted to get his revenge, you have to be a little bit more cunning than he's being, but he's also a kid, so I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Although, why don't more people use guns? Is it because they're in Japan and you're not allowed to carry on your person? Like, I feel like a quirk is like, yeah, it's powerful, but like that one cowboy hero at the end of like season 1.
Yeah.
Like, he showed us how useful a gun can be. Like, no one else could hurt Shigaraki, but boom, he gets shot. And
yeah. I don't know if it's specifically a Japan thing. I know you're not allowed to have a gun, so, or like weapons in general, really. So,
well, someone's got to tell Todoroki that, because not My Hero Academia's Todoroki.
Oh,
WAGNARIA's Todoroki.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. So, I think that's enough for My Hero Academia. I don't want to spoil anything, and next week's episode is going to be so good, and we're probably going to talk about it again, so get used to it.
Just get used to this being a permanent part of the anime discussion.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. All right, now we're going to talk about Sakura Quest, and we haven't talked about it yet, have we, on the show?
I believe that we have.
Oh, we have? Oh, it's
yes,
so good.
We have. Oh, it really is good. And
yeah.
I think we actually did it the episode where the Founding Festival ended. I think that's when we talked about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should talk about it more. It's so good.
This episode had a lot of English
and Spanish.
And I loved it. Like, 4 years of high school Spanish, I could actually understand a few things.
An entire life of English, I could actually understand a few things. Yeah.
I mean, most of it.
Yeah.
Sushi is best!
Yeah. Dude, I'm excited. First off, Why are people sticking around to see a lake drain? 2 weeks too.
It's because the Spaniards that are there are looking for the chupacabra, and they say that they might be living in water.
I get it, but what do you think's gonna happen? They're gonna drain all the water, and the chupacabra's gonna be sitting there like, "What's up?
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, B?
What's up, B? You look fine."
Yeah, they're like, when I saw 2 weeks, I was like, wait, these people are literally gonna stay here for 2 weeks just to see this lake drain?
Hey, I wouldn't mind. I mean, it's a beautiful place that they have going there.
I mean, that's true, I guess, but it just is really weird to me. They're like, oh yeah, let's just chill.
Although, I know that this whole kind of arc, they mention it all the time, like the founding festival and how they're kind of disappointed by it. And I get it wasn't exactly what they wanted, but don't they realize that this is going to be like long term? Like, it's not going to just happen overnight. No one's just going to think, I should really live here because they had a dope-ass festival one time, so I might as well just pack up and live the rest of my life there.
I mean, I think that's what the previous episode was about when she went home, was her realizing that, like, oh, I can't just be trying to do big, large events to get people to come and try to stay after just seeing the city or the town one time. She realized they need something that would be more permanent in keeping them there.
Yeah, but then she talks about it again, like she doesn't want to make the same mistake as the founding festival. Like, I don't know if that's just like, oh, we just did a big event and expected people to stay, and we need to like do something that's a little bit more permanent. Like, that would be a valid thing, but I didn't know if they were just still hung up over the fact that it didn't work out the way they thought, or if...
I think the Spaniards visiting was more of just a problem they needed to solve right away, just because they obviously need somewhere for these people to stay, so they have to finish this problem before they can do another big project to try to get people to come and stay long term.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I think of that. But I'm also excited to see, while they're draining the lake, there was this story of this underlying story with the older people of the town and some of the main characters that are older and stuff that's going on there. And I'm really excited to see the connection between the engineer, the one guy, and then the old lady.
Kadota.
Yeah. I'm excited to see, because if you look at the pictures when Ririko saw her grandma's pictures, like they were like in a band or something like that. So I'm kind of excited to see what this thing underneath the water is.
Although my thing is wasn't he there the last time the lake drained? Like, couldn't he have like fixed it then? Because he seems really determined to get whatever is out of there out before people notice. I'm just wondering
that's
why
a good
he's waited
point.
until now.
I don't know if maybe it was like hiding and then they drained it now. Didn't they say it wasn't drained for a long time?
Yeah, but even then, like, they seriously, that his buddy makes machines that can literally help you lift things much heavier than what you normally can. So he couldn't make like a scuba suit or something.
Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think the lake was drained in that long. I think
it was like 60 years ago or something.
Yeah, they said it was a long time, so yeah, I'm excited to see what they got under there. That's going to be a good episode.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to how they're going to finish up the series, because I'm not sure if this has any source material or if it's an original, but
I believe it's like a manga.
Oh, okay. In that case, depending on how far they go, I would definitely look forward to more, because it feels like this could be like a long-term kind of series. But PA Works doesn't tend to do that, so maybe I'm just being overly optimistic.
Yeah, that is true. I'm trying to see what it's from.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you were going to transition into the next piece or if you were going to say something.
Yeah, it's a manga.
It's a manga? Okay. So if it wasn't PA Works, then I would probably say that we would probably want more, but maybe they're just adapting the whole thing, which would be fine because they're doing a great job. Like, I don't think it's rushed in the slightest.
But wait a minute. Wait, no, maybe it's not a manga.
Well, whatever it is, I would definitely want more.
I mean, yeah, I definitely want more too. But I need to know now where the fuck this is from.
I mean, we can't get hung up on
The next anime we're going to be talking about is New Game. Thank God that's back, am I right?
I know. I was so happy. I saw that Crunchyroll picked, and then as soon as it launched, I was the happiest boy in the world.
The happiest boy in the world.
You got that new bike that you wanted for Christmas? You thought you were the happiest boy in the world? No, getting New Game. I was the happiest boy in the world.
No, a 21-year-old man getting to watch a show about cute girls making a video game is the happiest boy in the world. Oh, it's an original! Wow!
Whoa!
Oh, hey, look at there!
Best original I've ever seen!
Oh, by far.
Usually originals suck ass!
Yeah, give it to him. Give it to him.
Yeah. PA Works, you're amazing.
Yeah, there you go.
I love you.
Best original of all time. It's the best of all time. All right. We're talking about New Game, right? Right, I already introduced it, right? Right? Hello?
You can hear me. You can hear me.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh, I must have been cutting out or something.
You were. Let me fucking write down the time, you sack of shit. God. Fucking dick. Do more fucking editing. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate you so much. Fuck.
Okay, so one reason why I'm the happiest boy in the world that this is back is that there are so many great waifu candidates.
Except there's not.
You're right, there's only one, and her name is Yagami.
And her name is Hifumi.
No, Yagami, when we saw her in her red panties with the heart on one of the cheeks, I was like, slap that nut button, place her on a pedestal, she's number one.
Nut button. No, Shep, I'm telling you, Hifumi is the best.
No, she can take
She is
second.
adorable.
I know she is. No one's going to debate with you that Hifumi is great. I'm just telling you, Yagami, she's on top.
I mean, you're right, but you're wrong.
Oh, okay. Oh, God. Who's that kid from Fate who says the dumbass shit about people who die when they get killed? Shiro?
The main character?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, Shiro, I think.
I think his name is Shiro, and he says stupid stuff like, you're right, but you're not correct.
And I am the bone of my sword. Oh yeah, I forgot. The show's about the show's about a bunch of girls who are making a new game, and since they released their last game at the end of the first season, this season they're making another game, and they're trying to figure out what they want to do. And
You
girl
could say
Alba,
that they're making a new game.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, Alba's gonna make probably the main character. I feel like that's gonna come up. She's gonna win that character contest that's about to happen next episode. And
Well, I thought, didn't they make a video game where it was basically a visual novel and played as Alba during the summer where she was like a high-level individual?
yeah,
Could this be adapting the same thing but just in anime form?
maybe.
I don't know. Either way, I don't care. I'm just going to love it. And they finally addressed why all the staff members are women.
Oh yeah.
It's not like this is a post-apocalyptic world where men are exterminated and only women survive. Men. It just so happens that all the staff members are women. I ain't complaining.
No, and it was a good thing. I mean, Yagami can't be taken away.
That's true. The Yuri bait between her and Rin will be here to stay.
Yeah, they can't lose that Rin Yagami love fest that keeps the office going. Because Rin would be devastated.
Although I feel like they really cranked that up to a 10. I know that some things happened in the first season between them, but it seems like she's just really into it now.
Yeah, it does.
Like It felt much more contained in season 1, and then in season she really likes Yagami.
Yeah.
I ain't complaining though.
No, me either. I'm excited to see what the new game is and to see what this character contest is, and I want to see what goes on with all that. I'm interested.
Alba's. I sure hope Alba wins. I'll be so sad if she doesn't.
Yeah. Season 2 is going to be good. I already know it. It's going to be really good.
If you haven't seen season 1, it's a great watch.
Yeah. All right, that was new game, hashtag Hifumi Best Girl. And now we're moving on to another show that ends with an exclamation point. Gamers.
Yeah, and the very beginning, I was already laughing.
Oh yeah,
all
it was
of the
hilarious.
faces.
Yeah.
I don't know what went down, but the expressions were just on point. And basically, this anime is about a boy named Amano who really likes to game.
Yeah, and party.
And party.
Except not party.
Well, he likes to join parties.
True.
Ooh, see what I did there? And and he's basically approached by the idol of the school. And she says, "Do you want to join the gaming club with me?" And some things happen, and that's basically what happens in the first episode. I don't want to spoil anything because it's all hilarious and you should watch it.
It is really funny, and I loved how he owned her ass, boy. They tell you that in like the first 30 seconds.
See, I loved the little text boxes.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Because you could say that they were spoiling, but at the same time they're funny and they just make you want to see what happens. Like they don't give you enough information to outright spoil things.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what?
What?
Like
that's hilarious.
Dude, I do hope he does end up joining the club though.
Well, now they know that he's not gonna join the club. Thanks a lot, Jake.
Spoilers.
But I'll tell
It's
you
the
right
first
now,
episode.
You're right. Me and him would get along great though.
Yeah, you guys would be best bros.
We would be best bros. Like we would playing those blondes only dating sims all day, every day.
Yeah.
We'd hit that pause button when the wardrobe malfunctions happen.
And then you'd be hitting the nut button together.
Yeah, we'd see Yagami and we'd be like, nut button.
Nut button.
Nut button. Although I do want to say that when they were doing like the first person shooter things and they had the obvious like homage to CSGO.
Yeah.
The guy who was supposedly so good at CSGO used a sniper rifle and didn't switch to his knife, which means that he's not a pro because if anyone who watches CSGO knows, as soon as you fire, you swap to your knife because you can't sprint. So you gotta move faster with your knife. Pro tip.
Pro tip. Shep, you don't tell him what he knows. He's in the top 10.
Well, I'm the top 1%.
Yeah, in watching anime.
Well, we didn't have to mention that part.
Oh, well, I'm
sorry. You kind of ruined my argument there.
Well, yeah, I'm arguing against you, so why wouldn't I?
Do you know
anyway, Gamers is great.
Oh, yeah, Gamers is
really funny. I think it's a lighthearted show that's going to be a nice touch along with the other lighthearted shows this season because I feel like some of them might get serious, some of them might not be that good. So this one might hopefully is one of those lighthearted shows that can stay good and keep my attention. Sort of like This Art Club Has a Problem, some sort of like that. And I just want to see what happens. I want to see the growth of the main character, and I want to see where he goes. That is my main thing.
And I'm really kind of curious to see how some of the other characters they introduce are going to interact here. Because I know that they did have a good bit with the guy named Tatsuko and his girlfriend. And I'm wondering how they're going to be featured because they aren't actually part of that club. They're like their own separate posse.
And they gave some little stuff, little hints in those little text boxes we were talking about that kind of shows how they're going to be a bigger part of the show. And I'm just really excited to see where they come in.
And I want him to meet Mano-san.
Yeah, me too. But I also want to see what happens with the idol of the school. I want to see if she is like obsessed with him now and like see how he handles all that.
Although she was really, really cute when she was kind of falling apart there at the end.
Oh, totally.
Like she was losing her cool and it was just straight adorable.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what happens with the rest of this show. But sadly, there's only one episode out, and there's a lot more to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to air. This is going to come out on Tuesday, so we're going to have the next episode by Thursday.
That's good. All right, that was the anime discussion. It was kind of long, but I enjoyed every second of it, Shep.
Huh. As did I, even though you were wrong on several points, but we can discuss
Hifumi
those
best
later.
girl. All right, now let's move on to something that's not good, and I can't wait to hear more about it. A steaming pile of dog shit with Shep.
Yeah, this almost gave me a mental breakdown.
He's watching
Well,
Dog and Scissors.
Yeah, I was watching Dog and Scissors, and I watched the very first episode, and I wanted to KMS. And then I proceeded to watch 3 more, so the fact that I'm here today is a miracle.
And what episode are you on now?
I finished up episode 8, so next week will be 9, 10, 11, and 12. I will finish up the series, because
Okay.
I am committed.
Thank God. All right.
All right.
Let's get back to the escapades of slinging slasher, the dog boy, and the crazy scissor lady.
Yes. So if you didn't listen last week, all you need to know is that the slinging slasher, which was going around assaulting people who were reading the crazy scissor lady's books, literally flung herself into a penthouse suite, seemingly with nothing. So she breaks in through the window and she starts talking to the crazy scissor lady, and the crazy scissor lady's like, "Do you really think what you're doing would make your big brother happy? Like, he's dead, and you think this is actually going to make him glad?" And she's like, "I know it's pointless, but I just want my big brother back." And she grabs Dog Boy and she jumps out of the penthouse suite. No parachute, no nothing.
Nice.
And all of a sudden, they're just safely on the ground. Dog Boy wakes up, and they're in this park. So, obviously, Crazy Scissor Lady is going to... I'm assuming she jumped down. I can't imagine that she did something normal, like take the stairs or an elevator. She probably just straight up jumped off the roof of her building. And they start to have a fight in the park where... the slinging slasher had this cello case on her back the entire time, right? I didn't mention it because I didn't think it. I didn't know why it was there. I just assumed that she played an instrument. Turned out that she was holding a giant talking mechanical chainsaw knife in that cello case. She did not make it. She ordered it online. What the? Seriously, what is this? So now she has this giant mechanical talking knife going through various forms on voice command. Like, she calls it the tuna eater, and she's like, "Tuna eater mode 0." And it's like, "Hi, activating tuna eater mode 0," and it transforms. And she's getting into a fight with Crazy Scissor Lady, who's using nothing but a pair of scissors, and yet she's blocking a chainsaw, and eventually this chainsaw turns into a cannon, and she launches this huge bullet, and she just cuts it in half. And ultimately, Crazy Scissor Lady wins by breaking the chainsaw with her scissors.
The scissors beat the giant chainsaw knife?
Yes. Which can
Yes.
also turn into a gun, which fires a massive bullet.
Nice.
Yeah. And she sends the little sister packing, and they go back to the apartment, and we get hit with a M. Night Shyamalan plot twist, because it turns out that the slinging slasher was actually not the real slinging slasher. Because there actually wasn't a slinging slasher. It was all made up.
What?
Yes. The editor that I thought was absolute batshit crazy because she was talking to this dog boy like he was some kind of demon lord. Turns out that she can hear his thoughts. We don't know why. She had absolutely nothing to do with what happened to him, but somehow she can hear his thoughts as well. And she was making up this entire slasher story to try to get Crazy Scissor Lady out of the writing slump that she had been in. She paid people off to make up bullshit. She planted evidence where it needed to be, and she even attacked the dude with the afro.
Was it still his sister?
No, the little sister was literally, remember when I was talking about the obvious trap with the book?
Yeah.
And it was in the dark alley with the trash can. She was literally hiding in the trash, waiting for somebody to fall for that trick. She had no idea.
So
at all.
The little sister,
the Hashlingy slasher, yes, the little sister.
Was it actually his little sister?
No, she did nothing wrong. The only book that she ever tore up wasn't anybody else's. It was just her own. She tore up her own copy of the book. She never attacked anybody else. Every other story that they found as clues was information that was planted by the editor.
What? Okay.
So the first episode that I watch ends with her saying, "I'm not in a slump anymore. You don't have to do that." And we're done for tonight. End of story. That's episode 1. I know. This anime is seriously possibly the worst thing that I have ever watched.
Whoa.
Nothing.
You watched Monster Musume.
At least Monster Musume made sense.
I guess.
At least it set up a world and then it stuck with it. This is just all over the place.
Yeah. Alright,
So
what happened in episode 5?
that was episode 5.
Oh, what happened in episode 6?
Episode 6, I would say, was the best episode of the series, even though nothing really happened. So basically, the plot of episode 6 is that he goes to this bookstore that he always went to when he was a human, but now he's going as a dog because, for whatever reason, he can still buy books as a dog. I have no idea how he does it. But he's got a cute little doggy backpack that he has the books placed in, and he goes and buys his books. And at that bookstore is the bookstore's owner's youngest daughter, who is the resident lolly. And she overhears her parents fighting, and she's convinced that her parents are going to get a divorce, and the bookstore is going to go out of business, and they're going to have to move far away. So she comes up with this adorable plan of putting on a little hat with the bookstore's name on the dog, and she's walking around town talking about, go to the bookstore, and she's just so adorable and cute. And then they meet up with this idol/author who this is another character where I have no idea why they have her in the series, because all she does is go, "Shining! I'm the most shining girl in the entire world." And then she has a bunch of bodyguards. Hey, and the bit's stupid and pointless, and I was really hoping that I didn't have to mention it. But she makes the resident lolly part of her quote-unquote Men in Black, and it was adorable, so I had to talk about it.
Oh my god.
So, pointless character in a pointless anime doing something pointless, but at the same time, since it involved a lolly, it was adorable. And episode 6 turns out that actually there was nothing wrong. The store was never in danger of going out of business. It just so happens that the father is just ridiculous with the discounts that he gives out, and his wife gets angry at him, naturally, because he's just throwing away money. And they just get into fights like a normal couple does, and she was just overreacting.
The lolly was.
The lolly, yeah. So she was all worried for nothing.
Classic lolly problems. Overreacting.
So seriously, the best episode of this show so far, nothing happened. That is when the show is at its best.
When nothing happens.
Because then, this is when I almost broke down crying. I was almost like in tears because this was so painful to watch. But now we move into episode 7. And episode 7 starts out with the crazy scissor lady talking to Dog Boy and saying that he needs to help her find one of her bras.
Mm-hmm.
Because she lost it. And she's like, okay, you're a dog. Find it for me. Use that nose of yours. And he's like, well, I'm going to have to get your scent. So she's like, So she starts blushing because she's a sick freak and wants to sleep with her dog. So she invites him up onto her lap to like smell her. And he like hops on and he puts his paws on her shoulders and he starts sniffing her neck. And she's just making classic anime noises.
Like,
like, and then he like is like moving his paws and it's touching her breasts. So then she really lets out some anime. and then she tosses him off and she's like, how dare you molest your master?
oh my god.
And I'm like, oh my god, I was almost like, I seriously, like, I broke down a little bit. Like, I was begging God to stop in my notes. Like, why is he doing this to me? Why did he allow this to exist? I told him,
Why is there a random button on Crunchyroll?
why did it have to be this show? So, anyway, after the whole incident where the dog touches her chest, she freaks out. It's really awkward and cringy. Unless you're into that kind of stuff, in which case you're sick. But, so they continue looking, and they can't really find anything. They go to, like, her gym, where there's a bunch of muscle men, which, once again, pointless characters. There's no purpose for them to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, they're just recurring characters, where they're just a bunch of buff dudes, and they're just like, oh, my muscles are huge! You should work out with us! Make your chest big! Because you don't have tits anyway, so you might as well get pecs so you can have a big chest like I do.
Oh.
And they go back to the library and a box falls from one of the shelves. And it turns out to be a pump that's supposed to help make your breasts grow.
Oh my god.
And I was like, this show has hit rock bottom. I thought that it hit rock bottom before, but I truly believe that this is the rock bottom. And if I go any lower, I might not be on next week's podcast because I don't think I could take another 4 episodes of going even lower than this one. Like, that was the worst joke I've ever seen. And I mean, so basically, okay, so it turns out that when he was sleeping one night, he was cold and he went to try to like get a blanket or something.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, her bra was underneath that blanket or whatnot that he had on the couch. So
classic.
he accidentally took the bra with him.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's freaking out, trying to, unlike a normal person, and say, hey, I found your bra. Oh, where was it? Oh, it was just lying around on the couch. He decides that he's going to go run around town and put it in his little doggy backpack and try to hide it because he's convinced that she's going to try to kill him, which, I mean, I don't blame him. She does nothing but molest him or cut him with scissors, so I'd be scared too. But he ends up going to a park where he meets this girl dressed as a maid. And she's doing some kind of monologue from a book that he recognizes. And she's obviously embarrassed that somebody saw her, but it's a dog. So I'm not quite sure why she'd be too embarrassed. So the natural solution that she comes up with to deal with her embarrassment is kill him.
She's gonna kill the dog?
She tries to kill the dog. It turns out that the broom that she was carrying was actually what do they call it? Is a naginata?
I have no idea.
Where it's like the staff with the blade at the end. It's not. It's kind of like a spear, but it's shaped kind of like a blade.
I don't know.
Well, whatever it's called, that's what it was. It was just staff with a blade at the end, and she's trying to seriously kill this dog for seeing her monologue in the park, even though I don't think that she can hear his thoughts, but at this point, I don't know who can and can't understand. I thought it was just the author, but it also turns out the editor can.
Shep's just lost.
Huh?
Said Shep's just lost.
I am lost. I have no idea what's going on other than the fact that she's trying to bang her dog. That is the one thing that I actually understand in this show. So so he's running away from her. She's trying to take a chunk out of him with her spear sword, and he gets bailed out by the crazy scissor lady who's been trying to find him this entire time, because obviously she wants to have sex with him, so she can't afford to have him get like hit by a car or something.
Yeah. So
she saves him, and she finds out that he had the brawl, and the reason why she was looking for the brawl was because it has a miniature dachshund. A miniature dachshund design, and that's the breed of dog that Dog Boy is.
Oh my god.
He's a miniature dachshund. And she had the design put on her favorite bra because she wants to have sex with her dog.
Yeah, that's fucked, dude.
Yeah. And just wait, there's more. We still have one more episode to get through.
Okay.
So the last episode was the Hot Springs episode, which you were thinking, that doesn't sound too bad.
Which I was thinking, classic.
Classic. I mean, 8 episodes in, you have to have some kind of swimsuit episode or a Hot Springs episode.
So true.
It's anime. You have to do it.
Yeah.
And they go to this Hot Springs town. It's the crazy scissor lady, the hash-slinging slasher. It turns out that the editor's there too, but she's with her like masochist group, so she's never really involved in the story at all. And the idol/writer who says Shining all the time. And the whole purpose of this trip was so that the crazy scissor lady could act on this little book that she wrote, this little like pink book that was like her plans for the weekend that they were spending at the Hot Springs.
Mm-hmm.
It was all a ploy to try to get her dog to sleep with her.
What the fuck? How did we get you into this?
We hit the random button and fate decided to put me through this trial.
Let's just hope the next time it's better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can hope. We can pray. Because I mean the last 2 shows weren't this like the last 2 shows. Saki was amazing.
Oh, Saki was great.
Yokai Otome Sakura was okay. Like, it was good.
Yeah.
It was solid. This is just...
Nothing can beat a side of Saki with Shep.
That is true. Nothing ever will. Especially not this, because when I was reading some of the entries that they had subtitled, and it was mongrels like to peep on you in the bath.
Oh my God.
She was doing that tsundere thing where she was like, don't look, even though she wants him to look. And then she got upset when he didn't look. And then at night, she had a note that said, sleep by his side. Mongrels will act if you sleep by their side. So she's like trying to get him to sleep next to her. And it was just a ploy for her to try to sleep with her dogs. Then some weird brainwashing thing happens where everyone in the Hot Springs Hotel tries to McMurder them. Huh. They end up beating that, but we have another thing that's completely not explained right now. I guarantee you it's another author, but I have no reason. I have no idea why this person would want Crazy Sister Lady dead, and I have no idea how he managed to hypnotize an entire staff of people. I don't know. Like, that's how the Hot Springs episode ends. She ends it with the statement, we're going to come back to the Hot Springs, and next time it's just going to be the 2 of us.
Oh, the show, dude. Just hearing... I could not watch this show. Just hearing about it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Imagine if you were the guy watching it.
Yeah, I could not sit through this.
But I do it for you, and I do it for the fans. It's tough though.
You're just a true hero, Shep.
So if you happen to be watching along and you want to follow along, I will be watching episodes 9, 10, 11, and 12 and praying that it's not the end of me.
At least it's the last 4. And we'll also announce Shep's random show for the episode after that once he finishes next week. So we'll let you know next week what he'll be watching after that.
Hopefully there's good news after what I'm about to go through.
So true. All right. Now we're moving on to the Anination Rewind, back to Saucer Eyes and Better Times. We're watching WAGNARIA, and this was episode 5 through 8, and they were awesome. The show is still so good, dude. It's so funny.
You know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't done the synchron. Hilarious.
Let's just say this show is hilarious. Wow, you suck, Shep. This show is hilarious. Wow, you fucking blow. One more time. This show is hilarious.
Hilarious.
Oh, stop!
What?
3, 2, 1. Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Why are you off?
It's because we're speaking over the internet. It's not in
3, 2, 1. Hilarious. Damn it! So close.
Okay. Let's just move on.
3, 2, 1. Hilarious. Fuck! Alright. So, Chef, what'd you think of episode 5 of WAGNARIA?
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
The very first scene where she pulls out the Kids Meals toys and Takahashi just freaks out. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love him, and he's like, can I please have one? And she's like, you have to order the kids meal. And he's like, I'll buy one. Nah.
Nah.
Nah, fam. And I think episode 5 had a lot of flags pop up with Inami and Takanashi.
Oh, it totally did.
I mean, I ship them because we want Taneshima all to ourselves.
You mean I do, and you can just die.
Well, I mean, she's not really a romantic interest. I just like her 'cause she's small and tiny, like a water flea.
She's super cute.
But, I mean, I think that's all that I had from the...
Yeah, the 5th episode was good. I really liked the 6th episode, where it kind of gave more into his sister's past and all that type of stuff. I thought that was really funny, and how he basically like leads the house, and it was hilarious at the near the end of the episode, where she was like, "Yeah, she's always laying me out."
Oh yeah, I'm wondering if that was like funnier in like Japanese. Like, I still found it really funny.
Oh, it's still really funny in English.
I'm just wondering if the phrase was like funnier, like a more of a pun, or like
yeah, it was like even more sexual pun type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really really funny how mad she got, and like Inami was like, well, I don't know what's going on.
I thought she would have been happy.
Oh, I know.
I would have been like, that's my boy. All right. Although
God, it was so funny.
I did forget that Takanashi was forced to dress up as a girl because his mom refused to buy new stuff. So I cracked up when they had that family video and he was dancing around with the stuffed bunny. Yeah.
Oh,
in a dress, my bad.
I thought that was his little sister at first, and then they put the little thing, and I was like, what?
I completely forgot.
I forgot too. I really liked episode 7 because your boy Sato is just it's heartbreaking.
I know.
I want him to win. He deserves it. The manager sucks. She's still the funniest character.
Yeah.
She sucks. It was super awkward, but I also love how he played it off. He never can catch a break. And she's so stupid. Todoroki's just so stupid that he's like, oh.
Yeah. I feel, and then it's all Koteri's fault. It's all Yamada's.
Yeah.
The new employee who had Hosan picked up on the streets. He goes looking for his wife, comes back with a little girl.
Hashtag Shep's dream.
Don't say that. I'm gonna get put on a watch list now. But you're right.
But you're right. Hey, you ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong.
Hey, you ain't wrong.
But I really like how I think her bit is just creating drama, if I'm correct. Like,
Oh, totally.
That's her quirky personality. Is
And
that
being
she just
stupid.
lives- Huh?
And I think she's also like another one of just stupid people.
That's true.
The last episode, it was good, but it was more of just like a transition episode into things to come, I feel like.
The last one where they go to the hot springs,
Yeah.
but you don't actually get to worst hot springs episode ever.
It really was in the in the typical hot spring episode type of stuff, but
Unless you're into feet.
it really was the worst hot spring episode ever.
Although I didn't like how when Anami was like kind of nervous on
You cut
the
out.
cell phone, and it cuts to Takanashi,
Yeah.
and they end up debating you, and it's really Yamada who's calling. Inami was calling Taneshima. Like I was.
Yeah, I totally thought it was Inami calling Takanashi too, but yeah, it was just Yamada. But it was so funny when she called, she's like, I can't sleep, I'm so excited.
And it's like she uses the store phone, obviously, because she's a freaking runaway.
Yeah.
Oh wait, my bad. No, her house burned down and she fell down and hit her head and lost a lot of her memories, and she can't find her way. That's why
Yeah.
she has to live at the restaurant, even though she has all of her luggage. But it's because I guess she saved it from. I mean, it's just a typical story.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100% legit.
I just really like this show.
I do too. This was a lot more. I not really drama, but I feel like it had a little less comedy, a little bit more character, and like building relationships. And we're gonna hopefully see the Todoroki Sato thing get kind of wrapped up, and hopefully the Inami Takanashi sale at some point.
Yeah, the character development these past 4 episodes was like really good. The comedy, you're right, was a little bit less, but it was still really, really, really funny. But yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. In the last 4 episodes, I think they'll cover it.
Actually, there's 5 episodes left. So
Oh, are
we're
there?
gonna have
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch the 5th. We're gonna watch 5 episodes for next week.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not sure if we're gonna switch shows or not yet. Shep, what do you think?
I would say let's leave them in suspense and we'll talk about it and we'll reveal our decision after that.
And if we decide to watch another show, we'll also announce it next week.
Yes.
But we'll see. All right, now we're gonna move on to the topic of the show.
Which is, do you want me to read it?
What were you gonna say before?
Oh, I was going to say, I think I was going to say something about like we're going to keep people in suspense, but I think I already said that.
Oh.
We can just transition to the topic of the show, Jake. You want to introduce it or do you want me to?
All right, now moving on to the topic of the show. 2018, year of the nut. Also some of 2017. Basically, the topic of the show is that 2018, next upcoming year of anime, is going to be seriously, as the kids say nowadays, lit. Am I right? Huh? Huh,
Hey,
Shep?
you
Shep?
right. You right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah? Hey? Oh?
Eh.
Oh, yeah, but for real, though, then there's a lot of shows that are coming up in fall 2017 and throughout 2018 that are going to be really, really good. And this is only the stuff that's announced. There's a lot of stuff coming up that will probably get announced in the next coming months that is going to make 2018 even better. So what's some for you, Shep?
So the first series that I kind of split it up into 2017 and 2018, kind of chronological. And one of the shows that I'm looking forward to at the end of 2017 is the Ancient Magus Bride. It's done by Wit Studio, and it's about a girl named Chitose who is, I believe it's an arranged marriage with an old mage. Like, I think he's kind of immortal or something. Like, I'm pretty sure he's older, but it's not like he's an old man. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just kind of exploring the world of magic as they interpret it. And the OVA series that's been on Crunchyroll, even though I can't really describe it because they're released months apart, so it's kind of hard to keep track, I haven't been disappointed in them at all. I found them very interesting. And we're finally going to be able to see what this series, which I think is very popular, can do with 12 to 13 episodes, unless, of course, it's longer. But I also know that they're going to be doing Attack on Titan Season 2. So, Season 3, my bad. So Wit Studios is probably just going to do this for 12 or 13 episodes so that they can really focus on Attack on Titan.
Yeah, and a couple of the other stuff that's like been teased that looks really good is obviously Attack on Titan Season 3. There's rumors that Attack on Titan on Trains is going to get another season.
I'm not a huge fan of WAGNARIA getting another season. Did a very good job of wrapping up that series.
Yeah, but I'm still interested in seeing what happens. Also, there's a good chance that One Punch Man is going to get another season, and I'm really excited to see more of that. Yeah, I'm really excited to see more of that. There's just a lot of stuff that's getting more series, and I'm excited to just learn more dates that are coming for 2018.
Yeah, hopefully none of these series get delayed, because we already had that with Attack on Titan, and we've been waiting forever.
Even if one or even two get delayed, there's still just a stacked lineup coming for 2018.
Plus, we still have all of the new stuff, which a lot of you might be excited for, but we just haven't seen too much of the source material for a lot of this stuff, so we can't get as hyped about it.
Yeah, I just think all the sequels that are coming up are going to be great.
Yeah, like Food Wars Season 3 coming in the fall.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
I think, honestly, like Seasons 1 and 2, I can't really find many flaws with Food Wars. I think it's like the perfect blend of like comedy, cooking, ecchi, drama.
I also hope they do a good job with the amount of episodes. Like not another 12. Hopefully it's another 24 episode season. That would be really, really cool. As well as other shows that we've watched that like are getting more season is Blood Blockade Battlefront, Himoto Amora-chan, just a ton of different shows that we have watched that are just getting more, which is always nice because not all these anime always get more shows, so it's nice for us to see more. Also, Fate Apocrypha is also going to be in the fall, so that it's just
yes, because that's going to get like that's going to be like a left from the summer.
Yeah, it's such a stacked season for 2017 through 2018 summer. It's just going to be great. And anyone who likes Fooly Cooly, they're getting Fooly Cooly 2 and 3 that could be interesting.
I think that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan, but it's definitely interesting.
See, I'm just wondering where they're going to go after that, because it looks like they're bringing back, I can't remember her name, it's the Vespa lady. So they're bringing her back.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what they're going to do to...
Yeah, I don't know if she'll be connected to maybe some other people and stuff like her moving around and stuff like that.
Well, because I know the series old enough, I feel like I can say this. But, you know, she's chasing after, the Pirate King?
Mm-hmm.
And the very first season ended with the Pirate King going far, far away. So if she's chasing after him, why would she come back to Earth unless he comes back to Earth? So we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. I kind of liked Fooly Cool's humor.
Yeah.
Like, it was just kind of like real over the top crazy. So seeing more of that will be perfectly fine by me, especially if it's on like Adult Swim and I can just record that on my DVR and not have to worry about like watching it on top of all of the other shows that are going to be coming out.
Yeah, and we've had previous episodes where we talked about why they don't make more and other things like that. So it's really nice to see that like a lot of shows that we've watched and wanted to like see more of are actually getting more. So it's just a good thing for anime fans, and I'm just really excited to see what's coming. That's mostly why I want to talk about this, just because we haven't, since we started really watching in depth, it's been a lot of not always getting what we wanted to see more and more. You have to start over and over and over again, and now it's just we're finally getting to go back to a lot of things we wanted to see more of. So that's why it's really exciting. And on top of that, all the new stuff that we really don't know much about yet for 2018 and 2017, on top of all the old stuff that we get to watch more of.
Yeah, like especially like if it's anything like this season where we have a lot of strong candidates out here for like really good shows. Mm-hmm. Some of them are like really cut and paste, which we're gonna obviously have a couple of those.
Yeah,
but I feel like anime's been getting better. At least the shows that we end up watching. I feel like a lot of shows are just better quality in general.
Yeah, I agree, and I just think 2017 to 2018 so far is the year of dreams.
It's the year of the nut. It's the Chinese calendar.
If we can get Devils a Part-Timer Season 2 and No Game No Life Season 2, it'll be for real year of dreams.
Well, I mean, now there's hope for some of these Madhouse series, because One Punch Man was a Madhouse, and
there's been some talk. There's been some stuff going on that I think that might be pushing things.
No Game No Life got a movie that's coming out. That's something to the No Game No Life movie.
Yeah, as well as the Devil's a Part-Timer author has been kind of pushing for a second season. So
I don't know if White Fox is still as busy. I'm assuming they're the ones who are making the call on whether or not to make it. But I know that when we first discussed The Devil's a Part-Timer, all the way back in like episode 2, season 1 of the Anination cast, we were talking about how busy White Fox was. Well, now it's like a year later. I'm sure that they got a lot out of the way.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like White Fox is as busy. So I'm just really excited to see stuff that's coming up.
It's gonna be amazing, no doubt.
Hashtag Year of Dreams. Hashtag Hifumi Best Girl.
You really need to stop pushing your own agenda on this show.
I really do. Give me Devils a Part-Timer Season 2 already, I swear to God.
I think I'm going to have to start making more Twitter polls and have one person vote unanimously for the winner.
Year of Dreams.
Year of Dreams.
Hifumi Best Girl. Year of the Nut.
Yagami Best Girl.
Year of the Nut.
Year of the Nut. Year of the Nut. Well, I mean, is there anything else that you want to add? Like, I know that there's a couple other series in 2018 highlight. Yeah, I mean, they're all stuff that we've already covered.
Yeah, I think we're good. I'm excited to see just what comes next, and I just really wanted to get that out there, just to get everybody else excited.
Check stuff like Annie Chart.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff. Also, besides Hifumi Best Girl, Yukino Shida hashtag Best Girl. All right, this has been the Anination Podcast, episode 3 of season 2. You can find us on SoundCloud. We're on Twitter. We're on iTunes. Shep just got us on YouTube. So hopefully we can start doing some more stuff on YouTube. Get some more content out there, I guess. Some other stuff. Maybe edit our videos a little bit better to make them even more interesting to watch. And hopefully we can just really build this audience and just, I don't know, get bigger. What do you think, Shep?
I think... definitely putting ourselves on more platforms is going to be helpful. And if you ever, one thing that I really do miss this, is if you ever have questions or comments or just want to start a discussion at some point, you can always email us at realanination@gmail.com. Oh, wait, no. AnnieNationPodcast@gmail.com. Twitter handle @RealAnnieNation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the plugs now. Look at me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at him. Look at him go.
I'm a plugger.
Hashtag Yukino she the best girl.
Hashtag she wasn't in the best girl contest because she's trash.
Hashtag that's because she won her own show. All right. That was episode.
Hashtag Stella Vermillion won her own show and she was in a competition, so that argument's invalid.
All right. That was episode 3 of the Anination Podcast. See you guys next week.
Bye!
Feel